Intro now.
You're listening to a podcast from the Oddcast Network.
Not hitting intro.
Hey,
Hitting.
You're listening to a podcast from the Oddcast Network. Stay on and nerds unite.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
one of my favorite Alien movies is Alien Resurrection.
No, you're gonna leave it in.
I'm waiting for Anthony to come down killing a disturbance in the forest.
It's a mutual agreement, so at that point in time, we would have to look at statistics.
Okay, well, when Deadpool shows up in Spider-Man, then I expect him to be called Wade.
It's Monday. That means it's What an Oddcast. I am Jared Winningham. Anthony Denny, Michael Kennedy here on the normal time. Anthony breaking his fucking shit.
Hi.
So, before we get into all of everything, welcome to the last episode before the spring breakage of Oddcast. Thank you for tuning in and watching this whenever the fuck you watch it, or on a podcast platform, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Cool. Fantastic.
I think he wants you to start, Anthony.
Do you want me to start, Jared?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I just want to start the show by saying, Zachary Edward Snyder from
Our
Oddcast
Lord on
Network,
high. Our Lord on
we
high.
owe you an apology. And at least I can't speak for everyone, but we thought this was gonna be hot garbage.
Just the biggest pile of hot garbage that has ever existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he proved us wrong.
I am converted.
Yes,
I am
welcome
a prophet.
to the Oddcast Network official spoiler Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Listen, if you haven't
It's gonna be
watched
a
it by
shit show.
now, you're not going to watch it. That's all there is to it. If you haven't committed 4 hours to watch this yet, you're probably going to watch it.
So
Yeah.
first off,
Yeah.
I watched it the day it came out. I had the day off. I watched it, and then we did our normal showing. I've just been holding all my thoughts on this fucking thing all weekend, waiting for these guys to watch it. And we were going to talk about it to end out for the spring break.
It just all lined up perfectly.
It may be the greatest cinematic masterpiece of our generation.
I don't know if I am going that far.
Praise him. Praise him.
Like
The great Z Snyder. Praise him. I'm going to be saying that a lot throughout this podcast. Just
So
spoiler.
I just want to preface it with,
Spoiler.
I definitely did talk a lot of shit before this came out.
a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be
A
hot
lot.
garbage. Because almost everything DC had done involving all of this had been hot garbage. So I figured there's no way in hell this is going to be any better. And it was. It was surprisingly the best of
The best.
any of that run, because I hated
So
BVS. I was very, very on the fence of Man of Steel. So this one, I'm like, Zack Snyder, I can't imagine you're going to do great. And he exceeded anything I could have expected him to. It was amazing.
Oh yeah.
So do we want to start from the beginning, or is there anything we want to say right off the top?
Real quick, I think we should talk about a few things that are trending on the online world before we get
Oh,
into
no.
the actual movie.
Oh, and if we want to talk about something before that as well,
Yeah.
or after that, have something
What do you-
personal life.
What?
There was a fire outside.
Okay. Okay. Is that what yours was? Okay.
Yeah, we were standing yesterday at the kitchen, and there was just like, what is that smoke? Maybe they're just burning the field, and pillowing black smoke comes out. It's like, that's not a field. And then the fire just keeps rising. Like, should we call 911?
And what was the outcome?
Oh, 911 fire alarm person came, and it was an actual fire. Don't know if it was a garage or a house that burned down to
Gotcha.
the ground, but
Probably some arson for insurance money.
Oh yeah, there was a man who drove away on a white ATV wearing a red helmet and a black mask.
That's fine. Okay, so
Anyway,
let's talk about what's going on in the future with the Snyderverse, because
we have to. This is so
DC
confusing.
has basically all but said, "Yeah, we fucked up. Hey, Zach, you want to make a couple more movies?" And he goes, "Yeah, I can make a couple more movies, basically, but I want basically creative control." And they're like, "Yeah, okay, I guess you proved it. That's fine." So there's actually 2 sequels that are being discussed with Warner Brothers right now to fully, they're in talks to restore the Snyderverse. Which
I didn't think
Hashtag
they real quick. I didn't think they were going to get to that point because Warner Bros. Head of films has been very vocal on the record as of late, saying that he doesn't want to do anything with this. That everyone who is doing things for it are people under him that are making decisions, but he himself is like, no, we have other shit coming, and this has already been moved past. Plus, we have to acknowledge that we'd have to cater to a whole nother universe because everything we have wasn't acknowledged in his, so it's clearly something separate again we'd have to do. So there's a whole big conflict in WB itself over should we or shouldn't we, and it's a giant fucking mismatch.
I don't know. I would argue that Aquaman connects really well to that movie.
Super well.
I wouldn't.
Why not?
I have some gripes.
That's fine. We'll get into it. Anyway, so what we're going to end up is we're going to have to basically take. I have a couple issues with the movie too. Don't worry. It was a great movie. I'm doing this as like a bit for you guys, but like you basically have to exclude Wonder Woman 1984. That is its own. And unless you are going to completely, and actually, to be honest, Wonder Woman itself, you're going to basically have
any of the solo movies you can't acknowledge because Snyder's don't fully acknowledge anything that happened in
except for Man of Steel.
I have my points.
So,
well, yeah, because he did that one.
But that's the issue. Is Aquaman? I guess technically could take.
I have my points. We'll get to it.
Take after, but like Wonder Woman, basically you have to take that as its standalone, and the Wonder Woman in this universe hasn't had a standalone movie yet, but we'll get into that. But there are going to be movies in development because this was such a huge success. It basically it basically rescued DC's franchise with Warner Brothers. Like they were going to go off and do other random ass shit. This solidified the fact that like, no, actually, you know what? We can do a giant superhero movie in 4 hours, which is something me and you, Jared, talked about. Like, if they would have just divided it into 2 movies to begin with, it would have been fine.
It would have been fine. And you could have probably even added a little bit more instead of having.
You could have had basically another extra hour of time if you just made it like a 2.5 hour movie. 2 of them. So, but yeah.
So why don't we start right from the beginning?
Okay. Hang on.
So first off.
Yeah, go ahead.
I absolutely 100% fucking hate BVS. I have only seen that movie one time all the way through, and it was a struggle. A second time, I tried to go through with a friend, and I had to leave the room. Like, I could not fucking do it.
So is that what that first part of the movie is? Because I had...
Yes, that was the thing. He starts this movie literally where BVS ended, of Superman's dead because they impaled fucking
Kryptonite, right?
Makeshift Doomsday, and it impaled him, it killed him, and they're like, oh no. That's where he had the Lex Luthor thing of the bells rung, the god is screaming. Like, that was what that was alluding to. So he opened the movie immediately with what Lex Luthor had quoted.
Okay, that's fine. It wasn't anything that was lost on. I mean, it was lost on me because I guess I haven't really seen VBS all the way through, like in chunks. But the opening
with that though. Oh
yeah, it was okay.
Well, the opening, I would argue, there's something came before the opening.
What's that? What?
The film has.
Oh, you mean that they didn't make this film available in anything other than 4.3?
Uh-huh.
can only watch it in the 4:3. There was no other ratio
It's
available.
so good.
And it was so annoying.
It's
when I
so
watched
good.
You know, I'll be honest, I didn't notice.
Didn't notice it at all.
You
Forgot
don't
it was.
notice once he gets. It's only in when it first opened up, and it's like this film, and it's a brief 2-second. They glimpse it like, "Hey, it's gonna stay in this ratio, and there's no way to change it."
Mhm.
Yeah, we don't notice it at all.
But yeah, you don't notice it once it gets going. He
Nope.
did well enough that it did actually pull my attention. Anyway, so yeah, Superman screams when he died, and it like activates the mother boxes because they were waiting. They explain it later in the plot, but the
Yeah, it
essential
was
of
actually-
it is Steppenwolf comes because the Kryptonian's dead, and that's something that had stopped him before. So they know that since he's gone, they can take over.
No. The mother boxes were scared of the Kryptonian. That's why they were laying dormant.
Yes.
So, like, let's get that right. And now that the Kryptonian is gone, there's no one there to stop the unity from happening. So, fucking bring on Steppenwolf. Let's fucking shake and rattle a little bit.
Let's fucking talk about Steppenwolf. Apparently, you don't have to be comic accurate to be great.
Oh, Steppenwolf's armor was the most
that was
fun.
the thing, man, right? Like, and I see this going around on Twitter and whatnot as well. People comparing the two Steppenwolfs and different scenes from the two different versions of the movie. And they're like, how the hell did the Whedon version have this? But then we go to the Snyder version and it's the same scene that was in the Whedon version, but everything looks better. Like the villain looks better. Everything was better. Where the fuck was this buried in the version that they gave us? Like,
yeah,
right?
Like everything about Steppenwolf was so much better. He was intimidating. He didn't call the boxes mommy.
Badass. This was the thing when
so
they
good.
introduced Steppenwolf in this movie. There is no like PG-13ing like action violence. He just straight up murders everyone.
Just starts
Just
going to
chopping
town
people
on the
in half.
Amazonians, like just fucking ripping them apart.
Like zero
this-
fucks are given by this man to just
He punches
obliterate
horses
people.
to the fucking ground.
Oh god, dude, he chopped a horse's head off, and then he just like he gets like the electricity in his axe, and he starts frying people to a crisp with it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, there are no holds barred in this version, is there?
No.
They had that R rating and they went with it.
Oh, he
Is
went
that-
hard with it.
Is that our first scene after Superman dies? Is the Amazonians, or do we get a scene before that? Okay.
I mean, leading up
Real
to that,
quick.
it's just showing all the mother boxes. So, like, you see
Yeah.
Cyborg has one. There's one
Yeah.
with the Atlanteans. There's the Amazonians. Like, and then it just ends on the Amazonian, and well, it bounces back to them because Steppenwolf is arriving.
Oh, look at the queen.
Yeah, oh
so
my
they're
God.
just right off the gate in your face with, "Hey,
They
shit's
just-
going on."
They dumped the damn thing into the ocean, and I looked at Anthony. Anthony's like, "But there was a skylight. Like there was a clear." Also, he teleported, and then the next thing you know, this motherfucker is just destroying all the Amazons. Just
I have
the
a comparison, and I don't know how everyone's going to feel about it.
best. Okay.
But follow me here.
Okay.
The way that they made Steppenwolf, right, for this whole movie.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, the first movie, I thought it was pretty good. And you know, I was a fan of Endgame and stuff like, or Infinity War Endgame, stuff like that. However, I just want to say, Steppenwolf was the badass version of Ronin that we never really got to see for Marvel. Like, he has the hammer and the ability to just annihilate things, but they never really went there. Whereas Steppenwolf was the complete opposite with, like, he just straight, we're going to show you why he's the right-hand man, and just obliterating things. Like, it's like the Ronin I would have liked to see a little bit more of. Because, like, the Ronin we got was, he was menacing, ruling people, but you don't really see him do anything.
Well, it's because, you know, they have that PG-13 rating.
I hate to say it, Marvel, but it's true.
Dude, I'm sure if fucking Zack Snyder wanted to, he could fucking like he could have put Steppenwolf grabbing some by the legs and ripping them in half.
Oh yeah.
I
Like, I can see that guy doing this.
But
But
also,
you know who fucking
lose,
plays
like, a lot of
Steppenwolf?
No, who plays Steppenwolf?
Have you ever seen Harry Potter?
Yeah.
You know the Dumbledore?
Yeah.
That's Steppenwolf.
No fucking way.
What?
What the shit? How did I
Uh-huh.
not know this?
That's fucking insane. You got to be kidding me.
That's
not,
the
like-
fucking best. I
Because
have newfound respect. This movie just gets better as we talk about it, guys.
Just
because
gets
I
better
clicked on
and
him
better.
and it's like Kiara Hinds. I'm like, I don't know who that is. And it's like Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Aberforth Dumbledore.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
That's fine.
Learn something.
Can we, while we're talking about characters, can we talk about the red hair in the room and the fact that definitely wasn't Amber Heard all the way through the movie, even though she's credited for it?
And certainly she British.
She's got a good accent, does she?
Okay.
No, I get it. It's
So-
fine. We don't have to talk about it, but like, and I know what happened. So like, if we want to pass over it, it's fine. But like,
Oh, well,
that's definitely.
there's some things like that are going to be talked about.
Oh,
So Steppenwolf like murders the Amazons. He gets their
So
mother
fucking
box, and then he just fucks off.
he just
Like, he
bounces.
just fucks off.
Doesn't even give a shit. Fucking
No.
outright bounces. It's amazing. He's like, I came what I got. I'm here. We're good. Let's fucking go.
Fuck this shit.
And then we get a
But I love the
like-
fucking army of Amazonians that came over the hill.
Yeah,
Oh, just
army
over the
of them
hill.
that come out of nowhere.
It's so
Um,
good.
He's like, that's more work than I'm willing to put in right now. All right, goodbye.
Yep.
So Steppenwolf gets the first mother box, and he's there. And then it goes over to Batman, but it's Bruce Wayne, but he's all like 10 minutes of him traversing mountains that he doesn't ride his horse for half the time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Mike and I were saying that
I
too.
said that. I fucking said that. Oh my god.
You're like, ride the horse. Is the
I was
mountain
like- I was
equally
like,
as steep for
why
you?
is he not riding the horse? This is bullshit.
He just
is
like
so
leads his
bullshit.
horse over the tops of mountains, and I'm like, I feel like it'd be easier to just ride the horse and save
Yeah,
your own
'cause
strength
the
at
next
that point.
scene is him riding the horse over that same mountaintop. So, fuck.
Anyway,
Uh,
but yeah, so what is Bruce Wayne going to do? What is Batman going to do? Oh, well, that's simple. He's going to a village that you can't get to because it's all iceberged in. But somebody
Storm.
yes, but somebody keeps bringing them food and supplies, and
Yeah,
supposedly
he
he comes from the water. It's clearly Aquaman, but they
Yeah,
don't
he wants
tell
to
you
talk-
it's him.
I mean, this is in the first,
And then
movie,
he's there.
the original cut. So, like,
Yeah.
It is,
I also
which is my thing. You can't.
go ahead.
Well, here's no footage from that Joss Whedon shot was in this movie. So everything from the same image stuff, that was stuff that Zack Snyder originally shot in the first place.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is
Real
my
quick,
thing.
I just go ahead, Jared. I got
Oh
something.
no,
after that.
no. Go ahead.
No, by all means, because mine's more of a broad statement than anything else.
Okay. Well, mine. I just want to get the Aquaman thing out of the way. Because now that we're at where he comes in,
Yep.
because his movie would have technically been before the Aquaman movie or anything else had come out.
Right.
He doesn't fully acknowledge what happens in that one, much like he doesn't really acknowledge Wonder Woman stuff. And I say that because when he finally does meet the Atlanteans, it's his first time meeting them. You hear the Amber Heard character tell him that, like, oh, we thought you'd never come here. And he's like, it was my birthright, blah, blah. They have like the whole conversation because he's never met them before, because he never went to Atlantis and did all the shit with Ocean Master. So none of their solo movies even fucking matter.
I mean, yes,
of course.
and no. Go ahead, Anthony.
I mean, like Aquaman does take place after it, so that was probably shot before. And I'm gonna say it was also shot before because fucking Willem Dafoe's long ass fucking hair.
Oh my god, William Dafoe, holy fuck.
See, but that's the other thing. William Dafoe is like supposedly the leader, and it's like Ocean Master's not there at all.
Well, no, because he's
So,
over
again-
Atlantis.
Yeah.
I will. Okay, listen. You have to give them a little bit of credit because at least Aquaman can take place with some cuts and stuff after Justice League, where Wonder Woman cannot because you've put a year to
It's
it.
true.
So we'll get to Wonder Woman. When we get to Wonder Woman, I need to apologize to Ben Affleck. I think he's a pretty good Batman.
Thank you, Mikeal.
He's actually good. This movie really sealed it. Like I'm like, God damn. Except for the voice modulations, sometimes when he's Batman, it hurts to swallow, but God damn,
he's not a bad Batman.
He's a pretty damn good Batman, motherfucker.
It hurts to say, but it's true.
It hurts, but like him with that like salt pepper hair and like it just fucking works for whatever reason. It works for me.
Ben Affleck's Batman is like, he's the Bruce Wayne right before you'd be at Batman Beyond, and he's an old man. Like he's at the point of right before Dark Knight Returns and Batman Beyond.
Yes,
but
yes.
While we're talking about Aquaman, can I just say what was with the singing?
Oh, that was so weird. That was so weird.
So for everyone, okay, so with this movie, so we got to the point. So Ben Affleck comes to this town. He starts talking to the people about who this guy is, and then Aquaman's just in the room, and they're not alluding to it's him. Ben Affleck knows it's him.
And all that.
Ben Affleck knows. He offers money,
and they took out the best joke of the Joss Whedon movie. Arthur Curry, I hear you can talk to fish.
I kind of wish that they had kept that, but it's fine.
I'm so glad they didn't. It's such a shot. It's such a cheap shot for a Justice League joke that just fucking get rid of it. It's such a cheap joke.
I agree, but I also
no. I understand why you love it. It's
so
fine.
I have another broad statement about this movie.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna get to the singing part in a second, and I did have questions about that. Anyway, Zack Snyder has a very distinct film style. And I think we all should know what that is by now. Everything is dark, gloomy, and depressing looking.
So much. It worked so well for me in this
for
movie.
some reason, he makes it work. Because like Watchmen had the same thing, where like it was a dark, gloomy movie, but it was a decent movie. It was very accurate to what it was. And he does the same thing here. It's a dark, gloomy thing, but he just he makes it fucking work with what he does.
Like, yeah, I actually said that to Anthony while we were watching. I was like, this was a super dark movie, and I want more superhero movies like this. Like, Deadpool's fun as, like, the fuck you, bright comedy. I want this dark, brooding superhero movie. It just works for me on whatever level, and holy fuck.
But no, so he has to talk with Aquaman. Aquaman goes back into the ocean. And yeah, the women like pick up his clothes and just start singing in their native tongue, and I'm like,
dude,
there wasn't a subtitles that popped up. So
yeah,
like,
that one girl,
what is going on?
She sniffs the shirt. It's really weird. I was like, okay.
And what is like 3 minutes, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That could have been good. But you know what? I can actually, I just realized I can agree with Jared. This movie does completely just ruin the Aquaman sequel.
Why?
Because Aquaman can't say shit for all the littering he does in the ocean.
That's
a bottle and a t-shirt every time he goes into the water.
It's so true. I looked over at Anthony and he'd said something about all the clothes. I was like, well, Garbage Island, right? Well, there's actually just T-shirt Island. It's all Aquaman shirts. And also, who's buying all of these shirts? Because he's fucking broke and his dad's a broke-ass fisherman. So can he really afford throwing all these shirts just whenever he feels like taking off his shirt?
And my favorite part is, like, Mike pointed out that he's wearing boots. He's taking the boots into the water without the shirts. When Willem Dafoe makes the air bubble and he's talking, he clearly has boots on. He's like Chuck Taylor boots on. Like, what the fuck? I don't know about you. I would rather have a wet t-shirt than wet socks.
Yeah.
No shit. I was wearing socks. So
fucking hell.
Oh god. So he basically tells Batman to fuck off after learning he's Batman, and then we go to, is it Wonder Woman? Right? That we
make eyes, man.
We get the which is something that was this was a scene that was in the Whedon version, but Snyder took it and expanded on it.
Oh god, dude, seeing
like
Wonder Woman
it has an actual setup instead of her just showing up to stop it. They show more of what the hell was actually going on.
So this is where this is where I started having issues with retconning
The amount of
all
slow motion.
well, that and all of the shit that Wonder Woman is going to have to be retconned for. Like, gee, she's saving all these kids. Wouldn't it be awesome if she had like a super-powered gold suit that was made out of the armor of the Amazonians? Wouldn't it be kind of nice if she learned how to fly with the ebbs and flow? Also, anytime she mentions losing someone, I laughed because this bitch lost that dude twice, apparently. So I just
wouldn't it be very convenient if you're attacking, this giant bubble? You could just turn invisible.
Oh my god, I forgot about the invisible.
So here's something I heard.
Also, hang on. One more thing. I lost it because Anthony said invisible. So give me 1 second. I gotta think.
I know what you're gonna say.
Lost the guy twice.
Nope.
The invisible jet.
Nope. I'll think of it later. It's fine.
Other Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that would be nice, right?
So that is something though. The Snyder's version of things.
I remember.
They didn't communicate.
I remember real quick. Sorry, before it leaves me. Also, there shouldn't be any war ever again because she literally killed the god of war. So why are we at war with aliens? Yeah, you got an answer for me. I mean, that's fine because that's an issue in the second one as well. But sorry.
Yeah, no, because see, this was the problem. Like me and my father have talked about. WB's biggest hurdle to overcome overall for themselves with these movies is Marvel does well with what it does because Feige's there to make sure that people have things line up and people aren't trying to jump each other on what they want to do. Whereas WB very much is just like, oh, hey, you want to make a movie? Great. Do whatever the fuck you want with it. And there's nobody there to tell them a better idea of what might be coming. So like the Snyder versions don't communicate. So Wonder Woman, not only is she not able to fly, even though in 84 she learned to fly and had an invisible jet. She has none of those things. She doesn't have her god armor. Cheetah is just nowhere at all either. She doesn't have this superpowered villain running around that she has to worry about.
Also, really quick, I don't know why that guy fought the fucking lasso of truth so goddamn much.
I don't
because
either.
Like, who are you? And then he like danced around and shit. Like, no, you're just supposed to answer because that's how that power fucking works.
To tell the truth. It literally, she literally says it. You're too late. That's not the answer,
right? No.
So
I mean,
that's
technically
the problem
yes.
With Snyder. But a point that I heard earlier today. Another issue that you face if you want to watch the solo movies and then you watch that and get confused. When Batman's going to recruit people for Justice, like, wouldn't he be aware of the events in 1984? That's another thing is like, wouldn't he know that some catastrophic event happened with superpowers? And like, maybe he should have made this team a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, I see. I don't know because the movie itself doesn't answer that question, right? It just people unwish their wish and it goes back to normal.
Yeah, so I
doesn't
know.
answer
I wish
that
my
question.
parents were alive.
Oh no!
It's just
no.
Which is I'm going to say a big statement here is God damn it, Anthony. Is WB the good execs at Warner Brothers? Please just give Zack Snyder what Feige has for the Marvelverse and allow him to take over and re-rein everything back in and just be like, oh no, that's just like a one-off thing and try to tie in best they can or maybe, whatever, because we know what technically Endgame would be for the DC verse because we'll get to it when we get to it, but we know what that's going to be. No, and it's not going to be Flashpoint either, so that's fine. But
no, but he definitely built up.
He has proven himself again that while he said he will never work with you again, that's true because you need to work with him because he knows what he's doing. So, like, he's not wanting what answer to you, but you guys really need to rein him back in because he could do good things for the first time. He could
I
do
agree.
good things, but I'm not holding my breath.
All right, so we have the Aquaman shit.
The Wonder
Aquaman
Woman
tells him to
shit.
fuck off. Wonder Woman saves a bank from being blown up, which like puts her on Bruce's radar to find her better or whatever. I just
We already knew about her.
Yeah, they're
yeah,
already
that's
be
the thing.
attached.
Like, I didn't fully understand the point of the bank scene because like we already know who Wonder Woman is. And, other than the Snyder cut didn't have her movie come out yet, so maybe that's why that was already in there. Just like to explain her more.
At the opening sequence, she's there.
But she wasn't BV yet. I don't know. Anyway. So the bank scene happens. Interesting. Also, I had a note in my mind of when she does the clang on her bracelets to blow up the one guy in the building. Everyone behind her would either be dead or deaf. Like regardless.
Did not
You okay, princess? What?
Yeah, did not blow him up, Jared. Disintegrated him into nothing but a hat.
That is true. That man is
pure
ash.
He is nothing. He has ceased from existence and is basically like just particles floating through space now.
So there's that. Where on
we go back to
scene, and then it goes back, right? Yeah, it does. It goes back to Batman
with Alfred on the ship, and they're talking about Barry, but we do not meet Barry yet.
No, they don't meet Barry yet. He explains to him that he made an algorithm that will catch superpowered people on whatever. But Barry, the example of Barry is him disappearing for a brief second and then reappearing, and it's like, it could just be a mistake in the system. It's such a brief amount of time.
It's like that one scene in The Incredibles.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have time to second guess it. So he goes. So he's thinking like, if it's a chance, then I'll just have to take it, whatever.
Right.
And then we get, if I remember correctly, don't they go to the lab?
Star Labs?
No.
Yeah, we go to the lab.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're setting up the a very important detail as well.
Yes. We meet Cyborg's father in the lab where he works on stuff. Silas. Yeah.
And it sets up a very important thing. It's like, oh yeah, the mother box very similar to the Cybertronian. God damn it, Kryptonian. Cybertronian, Kryptonian, Cytonians. If you can blast it with all this with this X-rays, it becomes super hot. But
if you blast, they're testing the Kryptonian ship, realizing that it can become superheated, and it's a plot point for later. He leaves the lab, janitor goes in to clean up, and then, oh no, a fucking dark side demon has come to find the mother box, because that's...
I'm sorry.
They're coming to find the mother box.
It's okay, you don't have to
know it was there. And then he attacks the janitor, and then it like goes to the next day, him coming back to the lab and being like, what happened? Why are there cops here?
Well, see, the janitor has now informed them that a bunch of Mothmen came into the lab and tried to steal and kill him. Hated that drawing.
Yeah, like, they give him this drawing that looks like demonic Batman.
It's true.
So that's
and that looks nothing.
A very
like
noticeable wink to we're gonna tie it. Wink.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he's doing the subtle hints that we all wanted, so I can't shit on him too much because, okay, sure, maybe it was the Batman.
That's fair. So the cops ask Cyborg's father here, the scientist. They start asking him like, "Hey, he was trying to look in this box. If anything was in it, it was taken." Like, "Oh no, that's been lost for a while." And like, "Oh, what do you guys do?" He shows them the ship, explains to them they're doing testing on it, whatever.
Yep.
Boy, oh boy, when we get to the point where they explain where the mother box went. Oh boy. That's something that should have just been its whole own movie.
Yeah, I've just been keeping it in the closet.
Anyway.
Right. It's under his old jersey, his old Letterman jacket.
So, I'm trying to remember now. So they do that.
It's a lot to remember.
They're trying to look for the parademon. If I remember correctly, at this point, Wonder Woman shows up at the Batcave, right?
Yeah, because Alfred's
Bruce
making
is
the
trying to
fucking
fix up a ship, and then
the Wonder Woman gauntlets for Bruce.
And then
And I'm like,
Diana,
oh, make him a lasso.
Yeah, they're having
Bruce
a talk
is
about
working
what the
on-
mother boxes
yeah.
are and what people they
No,
should get for
Bruce-
their team. And he brings up the Aquaman. He's like, I tried to recruit him, and it's like, was it good or bad? And it's like,
Nope.
More or less.
Like, oh, so probably a no.
Nope. I think we missed something.
Yeah, the plot summaries online aren't super helpful.
Has the Queen of the Amazons shot the arrow yet? Or is that
No.
later?
Not
Okay.
yet.
Or no.
So Diana comes in
Oh,
and
yeah,
she's really
fuck.
pissed off at she's pissed off at or Batman's pissed off at her because like he installed $20 billion worth of security and she
got in without.
He is also trying to fix the troop transport whale ship, as I call it. And he can't do it, which is a relevant point that comes back later. So and then they're not talking about the mother boxes yet. They don't know anything.
No, that's right. They're not talking about that just yet.
No one has any idea.
Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just catching up for a moment.
Because
but then I think it does go to
we go to the Amazons, right? Because we have to get her the arrow. So
yeah, so
they
they
have
send
to light
the
the
special
fire.
Fucking arrow like burns
the
arrow of
Artemis.
Artemis.
I got the right fuckers. Yes,
so, yeah, the arrow of Artemis, and then it burns into the real day, and it shows Diana at her day job at the museum, and then she sees the news about this burning fire that was in this ancient cathedral. They're like, oh, like
at the temple of the Amazons.
Jared, it was meant to be. Only one person would get the message.
Yeah, whatever. So she like sneaks past like the two fucking cops that they have out of the
security guards.
Yeah, you saw that too, right? That's great.
There's just two guys who were fucked off, like off in the front of the building, not even close to where the tape is.
She just let out a nip slip, and they were dead to the floor. That's all there is to it.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
Could have got through anything.
But what's amazing? She's also sneaking around wearing high heels, so it's like that.
I thought that too. I'm like, you're just click, clack, click, clack. No one hears this. This fucking marble temple.
She finds the arrow and distinctively knows to go underground for whatever reason. And a good thing she grabbed the arrow because it magnetically pulls to a door. The door slides open, and here's where we see the three mother boxes of the Unity and the Darkseid.
Oh yeah, she learns about Darkseid and all this shit. Then she goes back.
We see what I love about this Darkseid. What I love about this the hieroglyphics is they actually show his Omega beams. Like it is just fantastic. Just
so that's the thing. So she's going back to talk to Batman. In the meantime, they show us what Steppenwolf is doing. And Steppenwolf is now trying to build a fortress. He calls Assad and he's like, hey, I'm going to conquer this planet. Can I come back to Darkseid after this? And I've already seen the memes about he's the worst boss imaginable because he's like, no. The fuck you think? You owe us 50,000. Come back after the 50,000. Now fuck off. And then
I'm giving you the one planet. Like I'm giving you the one planet you fucking lost, and I'm finding the mother boxes for the Unity, and it's gonna get better. But fuck no, you can't have an audience with Darkseid until after you get us everything you fucking owe us. You dipshit.
Yeah,
he looks. What I love about that is he looks
so
defeated, defeated,
just so defeated.
It just rips your heart. You feel so bad for the fucker.
You're like, he's like, oh no.
So now this what we're coming up to was probably one of my favorite parts of this entire thing.
Okay, I guess have to say we should just go over our favorite parts of the things because we're 40 minutes in and we're only still in part 1.
Oh, it's fine.
Holy shit.
So Wonder Woman goes back. She talks to Batman. I mean, it's the last episode. We're fine. Anyway, so she goes back. She talks to Batman. She explained to him the history of Darkseid, and again, we get to like my favorite scene of this whole fucking movie, which was this ancient battle scene Darkseid comes back, forms the Unity, and just begins to fuck up the armies of man, the Amazons, Atlanteans. There's a fucking Green Lantern there. Like
Fucking Lantern. Oh my god.
And fucking loved and like after he fucking murders the Lantern, the fucking ring comes up and flies in front of him.
that was something everyone has been pointing out. They're like, he set up for Green Lantern to come into his universe. Like the ring was sent away, he was setting it up, and you just this is why people want his universe to come back, because he was setting up a lot of shit off.
He's got so much.
Jared, you're missing the important thing. He almost got a fucking Green Lantern ring.
Yeah, he almost got one of the fucking Lantern rings. One of the two species that, like, one of the two defenders of the mother boxes. The Kryptonian Lanterns are the two people that he fears. So that's fucking great.
Him getting the ring is like, okay, one down.
So anyway,
right?
So they have.
Oh my god, I want an Infinity Gauntlet out of all the Lantern rings. Holy shit, that'd be so badass.
Speaking of Infinity, I made another mental note in this. As much as it was my favorite scene, there was one little thing. Infinity War knockoff ending. They try to chop Deadside, and they do the Infinity War thing of chopping him in the neck, shoulder area. And then he gets away bleeding.
Well, I just want to say, it's not that they stole that from Infinity War, because this was originally in the theatrical version. Only instead of Darkseid, that was Steppenwolf.
Still.
Yeah. Also, fucking way to go, Wonder Woman. Way to kill the one guy who can fuck up Darkseid.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I must kill Ares. And Ares like, wait, no, you don't want to do that. Trust me, there's a really big guy out there.
That was like seeing Zeus and Ares like with god powers. I was like, oh, that's so fucking badass, man. That's so fucking cool.
That scene. Like there was so much to enjoy about it. You had these massive, powerful characters all battling Darkseid to like show how badass this character is, why they need help.
And I don't want to like zoom off this topic, but I just immediately love like after the whole thing is like each of them decided to do their own, carry in their own way. The Amazonians, they built a structure and have it guarded. The Atlanteans under the water, and then people buries.
I love the man part.
We just fucking got rid of it. We're like, we don't want it.
What?
Fuck it.
Which one worked longest?
I told Anthony the only way that scene would get any better is if the king that had buried the box killed all of his people on the way back to the kingdom and then took his own life so no one knew where that box was.
God damn it.
We'll call this with our lives.
We're
going to bury it in the
forest.
We're going for fuck off.
We're going to go for R rating. Just fucking murder people.
Anyway, they shows you where the mother boxes have been, how they got where they are. Everybody like put a special sealant on it and tried to hide them, whatever.
Except for Man, who just covered it with metal.
We just buried it.
So then we get the people breaking up. Batman goes to meet up with Flash. Wonder Woman is
we get a Flash introduction scene though before.
We do, but I'm just saying that's where they're going. And then Wonder Woman, remember, she's going to try to find Cyborg. And that's where they tell you they're going, and then we get an actual Flash like origin, which is something. Like,
oh my god!
The first run of this movie was missing origin stories for Flash and Cyborg because everyone else was better explained, and those two hadn't been established for the GAL. So,
I love fucking Iris West.
Oh god, it's so great.
His scene was great. Like that, he was able to capture Flash, because Flash is a character very much is like that witty whatever kind of guy. So like his little scene, he saves a girl, late to a job interview, ripped up resume that he just hands to her, is like, oh my god, this is all right. What do I got? A paper monster in my pocket?
And fucking while saving Iris West,
it was good.
He fucking grabs a hot dog out of the air.
And then he just grabs a hot dog, like shoves it in his pocket.
Then is immediately back playing with the dogs, and you're just like, oh, this is the fucking best. This is
that
the
was
absolute best.
that was a weird thing. I hope people are okay. I always bring a hot dog with me.
Because you never know when dogs get very anxious in those kind of situations.
It's so good.
So yeah, we get
He
like
doesn't
a
get the
cute little
job.
Flash.
Oh,
So we
it's
get a
so
fun
good.
like Flash introduction. And then Bruce meets Splash, does the whole throw the batarang, catches it, and asks him if he can keep it kind of thing. Joins the
But
team.
there's no brunch.
But him
conversation.
joining the team was my favorite one to join the team because before Batman can even ask him to join, he's just immediately like, yes, whatever it is, yes.
I love my next favorite scene is where he's like explaining to himself, like he's walking out with a pizza box to this like 1,000,000 calories because I just keep going and just running and everything and just burning everything up and I just got it. And I love that aspect of it because it's just a subtle nod to everything of how OP, like everyone's made that joke before. Like he has to eat like a bazillion pounds of tacos in a day just for the caloric energy. So like I love that nod to that.
And I also love
was,
where it's like,
rich.
so you're fast. That's a little simplification.
Well,
Oversimplification. I mean,
he tries to talk about the
kinda.
Speed Force and shit, and it's great. It's fucking great.
Everything they did, I could.
He
fucking talk about
establishes
this
that he has one rule with his running, which is that he won't break the speed of the speed of sound
Light
because
speed.
last time
Light.
light speed because last time it did weird things happened.
took time.
Yeah, which they also show you his father. They give you the backstory of his father in prison, and his father didn't commit the murder, which for all of us, we all know leads into Flashpoint and yada yada yada. So there was a lot of things he builds up for off of this movie. And that's fun. Then we also get a Cyborg origin. Because real hunting quick, down Cyborg.
Cyborg is my least favorite of this entire thing.
I will agree with you.
He is and like, listen, I realize the story of Cyborg, it's tragic and everything like that, but like, I don't want this Cyborg. I want the Cyborg from like Titans, Teen Titans, and Teen Titans.
Yeah, I was expecting
one that has
a Cyborg that's more fun that would bounce off the Flash and not be a stick in the mud with Flash.
Right, like this version of Cyborg. While I understand that we haven't got to that part of Cyborg yet, he's too dark for this movie. Like, I realize that what you went through was traumatic.
2 Batmen in this movie.
That's exactly it. Yep. Like, I need you to be a little bit more open to society to do some things. He's too OP in this movie for me as well. Like, just
how he can alter the stock market and get someone.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he was made by a mother
$100,000
box the way he was, so he's just automatically like godlike.
Yes, that's 100%. And like which turns now the focal point from the Justice League defeating Steppenwolf and Darkseid to Cyborg has to interface with the mother boxes.
That's what they do that for the end. So they get the team together. They show Cyborg's backstory. They show that he like the whole giving family money, the family thing. Then after they're all together, then they all realize that they have to bring back Superman, and everybody's like in this stalemate of if that's a good idea or not, because they don't know what the mother box will do to him, yada yada. So then they go to the Kryptonian ship, and they're gonna bring back Superman. Oh, and
I'm so glad they got rid of that stupid talking point where it's like, oh, you have to, electrify it the moment it touches the water.
Yeah,
like why?
Yeah. Because, reasons.
Anyway, so Cyborg is powering on the ship, and he's putting in the mother box so they can coordinate it to bring him back like they did.
I think
with the terrible.
Hang on. We missed grave robbing. Okay.
Oh, that's right. They have to go. They have to
talk about Diana and fucking Arthur fucking talking about how like who would have been an Amazonian working together after all these years, and then he's drinking offers her drink, and Cyborg and Flash are like, Flash goes like, it's like a millisecond, right? And they go back and forth because like Superman is Flash's hero, and like there's good team bonding. So, but we can't skip over the fact that they literally dug up a dead fucking body.
Yeah, they have to.
Oh,
They dig up Superman's
nonchalantly.
dead body.
And then fucking Flash is the one who's pedaling it around while everyone else is looking in awe on the ship. They're making the skinny little tweaky boy push the corpse of his hero.
Yeah.
Yep.
So once they do all that, the generator's broken. But Flash can generate electricity running really fast. So his plan is to build up the energy, then jump forward, and he'll touch the mother box and give it the shock it needs to go.
Yep.
So they're doing that. But while Cyborg turns on the ship, he has to override the ship because the ship is even telling him, hey, this mother box is a terrible thing. You don't want to do that. And he's like, fuck that. I'll override it. It's telling me something about this thing is evil. What is it? No. And he gets to see it's basically the ship tells him, like, if you bring him back this way, there's a very high chance that he's going to turn evil because Darkseid will murder Lois Lane and he will not give a fuck and he will become his new herald and kill you all.
We missed a spot.
But they don't try to warn Flash, though.
Yeah, we missed a couple things before.
What did we miss? It's a 4-hour-long movie.
We missed a transforming being, Anthony.
Oh, did we?
We missed Kent's mother losing the farm.
Oh, that's right.
We also missed Kent's mother going to Lois Lane for whatever reason.
So they had this thing that
I don't understand it. I didn't get it. Can you explain it?
Okay, so here's the thing. So they had the thing of the old family farm of Kent's family is being lost because she's behind on payments, and they show her driving away. But then they show her in Metropolis talking to Lois about how she keeps going to the grave, the like statue, whatever, and she's not doing anything with her life. Yada yada. So then they have this big conversation about like, you need to go out because like I lost my husband, but then I still had to continue on with life. You can't live your life for two. You have to live for you, yada, yada. That whole typical thing. But she leaves the door and reveals that it wasn't actually her, that it was actually Martian Manhunter who had come to talk to Lois because it's like, hey, yeah, we need Superman too. And like, there's some things going on. I need you to be on your A game for when these things happen. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, he looks so great, though.
Oh, so good. So good. Anthony did point out that something I missed is there is a pregnancy test in the drawers.
Yes.
So,
she takes a pregnancy test.
Yeah.
So we know that this is a prequel to Superman Returns.
Yes. God damn it.
You can't prove that I'm wrong.
Fuck. Sorry.
Anthony, I hate you.
I think we're caught up now because Lois is gonna get the coffee and go. Which, can I just say, the memorial for Superman is shit. It is the worst fucking memorial ever.
Like, you mean the I don't want statue in the middle of nowhere?
The 5 pillars and then a foot and a hand. No thanks.
Yeah. So anyway, they bring back Superman. And I gotta say, the whole bringing back Superman scene was way, way better this time around.
I agree.
So good.
So he kept some things that they did originally, which I didn't mind. Which one of them being when they're all trying to tackle onto Superman, and Flash goes really fast, and he's like, "I'll sneak up on him," and you see that slow turn to him looking at Flash to get him.
Oh my god, that was my favorite part of
glad
Justice
they kept
League.
that.
Because that's just a fun fucking part. I love the fact that
it really is. It's just
the
such a
Justice
fun
League
scene.
Is no trouble for fucking Superman.
Like, oh, what are you doing? And just to see Barry's face of, oh shit.
The one thing I want to say that I kind of missed from the theatrical release is when they bring him back. The Superman theme's in there, and the music itself gives some issues, but the da 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 da. Only that last note, it goes like it has that very, and then it drops down into the minor key at the last time. So you're like, oh shit, something's definitely not right. And that's such a fun little like, ooh.
So
And
he
beats
beat
the shit out of him.
he beats the shit out of the Justice League.
Him versus Wonder Woman is the highlight of that fight.
Yeah, I mean,
Gauntless, he's like, nah. And then he fucking flies to headbutt her into the ground.
dude, that fucking shit. She goes to do her fucking her bracelet clang, and he stops her because she did that with the Doomsday fight. So like he knows what that's gonna do. So he stops her. And then she headbutts him, and then he's just like, oh, what the fuck? So he flies up like a foot and a half in the air, and then just super slam headbutts her down.
To the fucking
like,
ground.
okay.
Just how.
And I do miss the. It's so much obvious now. Like Batman, he doesn't talk with Batman in this version, which is fantastic because he doesn't say the stupid things like "Do you bleed?"
Yeah, no, they don't
bleed.
No, they
And
don't.
it's
Do
not.
that. They don't do that.
And it's like Lois just happens to be there because she's been going there every day, as opposed to like Batman being like.
The first the first time around, they said that Batman brought her there on purpose because he thought that she would help. But this in Snyder's version of it, they didn't do the whole she's my plan B. Like she was just happened to be there because she goes there every day. Like it was just something that he set up prior to it instead of having her just be this plan B ace in the hole.
Lois is the key.
Which I prefer. I did not like the fact that the first time around they were like, I need my ace in the hole. And it's like, oh, Lois Lane, because he knows her. That'll calm him down. That was dumb. I'm glad he went this route. She just goes there every day. Of course he ran into her.
What if it doesn't work? Plan C, kryptonite. Plan A, bring him back. Plan B, Lois Lane. Plan 3, kill him again.
Have we missed the Atlantean mother box getting taken? I'm pretty sure that
that's what I was gonna go to.
Okay. That was right before this.
Fucking Mara blood bending.
Oh, that's
something I want to get to. So with the Superman thing, the only reason I jumped to here is because Superman fucks off. He just takes Lois and fucks off. Like doesn't even care why they brought him back anymore. Like he just fucks off to the family farm.
He has amnesia.
Kinda. Ish. Little bit.
Sorry, James is messaging me. So that's where we are there. But yeah, the mother box in for the Atlanteans goes off. Steppenwolf shows up there. Oh boy, yeah. So before he goes to the Atlanteans, he takes some scouts and brutally murders them for the information. Then he shows up.
Spider thing.
Yeah, he has like an Omega spider thing that rapes his mind.
It was an Infoskeeto, and I loved it.
Infoskeeto.
Infoskeeto.
Right. Okay.
I love it.
All right. That's
I love it. I don't care. I love it.
Anywho, so then he shows up, and it's the same thing again. He just starts murdering the Atlanteans like the Amazons. And
I love the blood in the
slicing
water.
them in half and shit, bashing them against walls, like doesn't give a fuck. But Mara, I mean, she tries to save everything. She like does the whole reversing the water in the area, so he
hydrokinesis.
Hydrokinesis.
But yeah, then she does the blood bending thing on him.
So good.
Just tries suffocating him by pooling his own blood through his vessels and shit, which is interesting. Interesting way to kill someone.
It was amazing.
I was like, oh, she's like, you can't stop me. I'm not trying to. Blah.
Yeah, they just. Yeah, but then he smashes her down, grabs some other box. But not before we get Aquaman showing up to save the day, and then totally fuck up everything. Because Aquaman doesn't know how to fight apparently, and just gets his ass kicked like immediately. Whereas Marvel put up a good fight, Aquaman just gets his ass beat.
Aquaman will do what Aquaman will do. Oh shit!
Yeah, he tries to tackle him, and Steppenwolf smartly just kind of like throws him into a pillar of rubble to be buried, because how did you expect to tackle me in water? I mean, I'm not gonna go flying to a wall. We're floating, so I'm just gonna throw you here, and now you're just gonna get buried and die. I'm gonna go now.
I'm very. I can just imagine like I'm Arthur thinking I'm very big and dense. He's bigger and probably denser. No, I'm gonna hit him anyways.
Yeah, so that was Aquaman's attempt at trying to stop him, which again fail. And then Steppenwolf fucks off with the second mother box. Yeah, and then we have the whole Superman thing. Superman fucks off. Which to go over what happens. Okay,
real quick, did we say why it was important that they had to activate the mother box for Superman and why they only had a very limited of time to do it?
No,
because the one that the humans have right now, the one that Cyborg has, is dormant, and as soon as they activate it, Steppenwolf will
Steppenwolf will want to come find
he'll
it,
have all fucking three. Because like Superman fucks off, and then Steppenwolf is fucking there.
And he's also pissed.
Yeah, Steppenwolf shows up immediately. But don't worry, guys. Cyborg's father is going to take the box and has a plan. So don't worry, guys. It's okay.
Shot up with Superman and landed on a police car. And no one gave two shits about the falling space.
Yeah, no one made a quarantine around it.
No
Nothing.
Gave two shits about it.
Everyone was too busy looking at Superman flying the sky again. They were all feeling hope.
There's a fun fact, actually. Metropolis was running short on their police staff, so they actually just borrowed the police staff from the island of the Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Gotcha. That makes so much sense, actually.
Yeah, just it was normal to them, old guy so they figured,
Yeah, must have been just the old guy getting the coffee every day. No, we see this shit daily. It's nothing. It'll disappear next week. Don't worry.
It's just another day.
Time resets itself after we close.
It's tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow, and yet today.
So, what was Cyborg's father's plan with the mother box? You ask. Simple. It's made of the same thing as the Kryptonian ship. So he superheats it with a laser and
X-ray
himself in the process.
He did what Wonder Woman did to the man at the beginning. Just evaporated.
Yeah, it just evaporated. Also, I just want to make point. When they show the thing of Superman going evil and how Darkseid would take over Earth, they show the Omega beams working, and holy fuck! They show him with the Atlanteans. He's beating one of them into a wall, and you just see the Omega eyes in the slow motion cap thing like zigzag around and split another person in half, and it was fucking amazing.
It was
so good.
It was. Oh, also at this point, we've got to mention the anti-life equations on Earth.
Yeah, for some reason, that's the biggest question I see with fans right now is who put it there, because they were like somebody would have had to put it there, and that's why Darkseid's been seeking it. But everyone's question is who put it there.
Is one of the old gods did?
Possibly. Anyway. So Steppenwolf does that. Cyborg's father dies. And I just want to Cyborg's explain. He made it super hot so we can find it easier. Which but
I just wanted to explain a little something. When you have, because I have the acute radiation syndrome, is what happens because he got blasted with X-rays. When you hit enough dosage, you have nausea and vomiting, diarrhea, a headache, a fever, and you have seizures, tremors, ataxia, and lethargy.
Okay.
You also will 100% die, as he did. But yeah, so at that very moment, at the end of his life, he's nauseous, he's probably pooping his pants, he has a headache, a fever, and he's about to have a seizure.
Damn.
And then he's toasted,
gone,
and then that's the end of it.
I can't find anything. Oh, also damages his DNA, but I can't find anything about people just evaporating when they hit radiation.
Well, you see, Watchmen's part of the DC universe, so he just borrowed what they did to
Mr. Manhattan. Yeah.
Oh god, he's gonna come back as Dr. Manhattan. Did you call him Mr. Manhattan? He is a doctor, thank you.
Wow.
Either way.
Anywho. So they track down the mother box, but they show you that Steppenwolf is gathering anybody who has the parademons have pick up a quote unquote scent of the mother box, and he's interrogating everyone. But now that he has the mother box, he's going to do the Unity. Oh.
And instead of a ball of aluminum foil light show, it's a fucking badass.
Oh, you know,
three-shot
actually, we are missing.
cubes.
We are missing.
We are missing.
Yeah. We're missing. That they kidnap his father before all that. So yeah, we are missing a scene before all this.
No, they kidnap his father after he dies.
So we forgot that there's a scene in here. They kidnap his father. The parademon shows up after the whole cyborg. I forgot. It's right after the cyborg origin thing when Wonder Woman finds.
This is where Aquaman comes in.
Yeah, they kidnap Cyborg's father to find out where the mother box is, and then they first go to fight Steppenwolf. And then this is why they realize they need Superman back, and we get all that we just did. There's a lot with this movie, so it's hard to piece together how this all happened.
One of my favorite things about that scene that you're talking about, where they're going to go rescue, is that they're climbing up the stairs, and Mike and I are talking.
God,
and
God
I said,
damn it.
And we're like, wow, you know, one of them can fly, one of them has a grappling gun, one of them has super speed, and the other one is really good at jumping. And then they got to the gap, and they proceeded to do each individual thing that we were just talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
We cut away to them walking up like a half flight of stairs, and I'm like, why do we need this? Why do we need this? We don't need this.
We don't.
So yeah, they fight Cyborg the first time to save Cyborg's father. And Wonder Woman has some lines about, you know, because Steppenwolf basically tells her, like, I killed all the Amazonians, and you just you don't know that I did that, and like, oh, maybe they would have lasted if you had been there to help defend your sisters instead of dying underneath my blade. And it's like,
which is such a fun kick in the dick, even though he's completely wrong.
Yeah. They fight. They do their whole fight, but they're not enough. They're not like they are getting their ass kicked by Steppenwolf,
and they're not working together.
Yeah, they're not working very well together. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Batman has the Nightcrawler, which may be the most interesting thing I've ever seen Batman ever use in a movie ever. We've seen the Batwing, we've seen the Batmobiles, and all that.
We've seen a bat,
but the Nightcrawler is like it's something straight out of Wild Wild West with fucking Will Smith.
Fuck yeah, it is. It's a giant tarantula, basically.
It's the
80-foot tarantula.
The Batmobile turns into a Nightcrawler apparently, which is interesting.
Yeah, can we do a fucking Wild Wild West watch through? Yeah,
fuck yeah.
I am down for that. I am 100% down for that. After the break, I'm down for it. Anyway, so they fight Steppenwolf, they escape. They're like, hey, we need Superman back, and then we get all the shit with Superman coming back. They finally get the mother boxes. And you think that the movie is getting close to being over, but they also show you that Superman, in the meantime, has been fucking off with Lois Lane at the farm that's not technically his anymore. And they're trying to explain to him that it's not theirs
breaking
anymore.
and entering.
Total B&E. Also stealing bank property because he got a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So, yeah, Superman
slowly regains his memories.
Yeah, he slowly regains his memories. Because
I'll take that as a yes.
Him and Lois start kissing and talking about love, and then his mom shows up, and she's like, "We love you, but we need Superman back." Blah blah blah. And then he's like, "I'm Superman," and he starts getting his memories back and realizes that they need his help. So yeah, then we get into
thumbs down.
We do see him fly away, and we assume he's going to help, but he's not. But we'll get there.
Yeah, no, he's got something. He needs a cool new suit before he can go help him, Michael.
God damn it!
He needs to make sure he's fashionably dressed to save the day.
Fucking Anthony pissed me off so much with this suit. Like I was so close to hitting him. Like that's how close. He just pissed me off so much.
What did he do?
So it's okay. So we'll skip ahead to it. Superman he's like walking through his spaceship, and all the suits are coming out, and he stops and he turns in an all black suit. And I was like, "Why is that the Zod suit? Why the fuck's he need an all black suit?" And then he shoots up directly into the sky, so like direct yellow radiation, and he's just absorbing it all. And Anthony goes, "Oh right, because black absorbs more sunlight." That motherfucker.
So I just want to point out the suits that they do show in that scene. I saw a Brainiac suit, the Zod suit, the powered Kryptonian suit, his suit. There's a lot of suits in there. The black suit is a comic-based one. I believe it's even exact. I think that's right.
No, it's after he dies.
It's when he gets brought back. It's because that's a suit that's specifically made by Kryptonians to absorb more sun's energy,
which is really weird because none of them have that power.
Well, hey, you know,
really pissed me off for whatever reason. I'm like, that motherfucker.
Then we get the montage of everyone coming up with a plan of we don't have Superman, so what do we do? And everyone and Batman just being like, we just got to do what we got. Like I'm distraction and you guys have powers, so just go in and do what we can, I guess, and hope Superman comes to save us. Like, I don't know, guys.
Cyborg's gonna
things kind of got fucked up.
Cyborg's gonna interface with the mother boxes, but he needs a supercharged jump from Flash to bypass, which we will get to the mother box in a second. But
this thing that they have Flash do is setting up Flashpoint.
That's what I thought they were doing.
Because his father tells him you make your own future and yada yada yada. So it's setting up Flashpoint is what it's getting at.
To be honest,
is that he broke his sound barrier this time, so the next time he does it, he will create Flashpoint.
I think me and Anthony talked about it. Like, we think that Flashpoint happened immediately there. Like, it actually took place. We just didn't see it.
Oh, yeah. It's possible.
And
there's a lot he does here.
I just gotta say, points for that one parademon who's able to nail the Flash going at near light speed.
So good.
That guy needs a promotion.
Well, so Barry runs around. Barry runs around the building, breaking light speed to gain up the energy he needs to power it.
He doesn't do
almost breaking light speed. He almost breaks his rule of light speed.
He's just trying to build up a big enough charge to jump Cyborg into the mother box.
So while that's going on, we get a montage of Cyborg, Wonder Woman, and Batman beating the shit out of parademons outside.
So good. I know
it really was
before, but it's so good.
We have that. Then we have the guy, the one parademon who has a good shot and shoots Barry in like the abdomen and grazes him enough to throw him off.
So by this point in time, Cyborg has been able to infiltrate the stronghold.
Oh, that's right. That happens.
And Aquaman and Wonder Woman are holding off Steppenwolf. Not well, but they're doing it enough to where it's a distraction. So
and
then you have the really nice moment where she does the lasso of truth, and they both pull it down, working together as Amazon and Atlantean, showing like a somewhat truce. And then this is when Barry's like, I have enough speed. I just need to know when you need to fucking go, Cyborg. Cyborg, you gotta fucking let me know because I can't hold it much longer. And he goes, all right now, as the parademon just.
Yep. And Cyborg's trying, and for like the whole reason is the mother boxes are trying to fuse into Unity, and Cyborg is there to try to stop them from fully becoming Unity. But again, he needs the power from Barry. Barry gets shot, and then Barry heals himself with time?
I mean, he does have that ability. He does have
speed healing.
Speed healing. He does have that ability. It's kind of like fucking Logan has. So, like,
I thought it would be something. I thought it was something along
super regeneration.
Like, speeds his way through the healing process of his body. Anyway,
it's too late though.
Yeah, Cyborg. It's too late. Unity has happened, and it's the all is lost moment.
Except because the explosion happens, except for one thing.
What's that?
Barry Allen phases through
Yep.
the explosion.
Yep.
Which I love how
this-
he nonchalantly does that. He's like, okay.
So this is the thing. So the mother box explodes with Unity, meaning that it's destroying all life.
Yep.
This is where I can understand the confusion. I wouldn't put it past that he did the flashpoint in front of our very
Right.
eyes, because he rewrites time backwards
Right,
to save it from happening. So he did do a flashpoint. Let's all just be real here.
Yes. Like everything is there for them to do a Flashpoint movie if they want to, because we had that tiny insignificant scene. Like we don't need to know anything that he did within the speed. Within the
Speed Force.
Yes, thank you. Within that, so like, fuck, I'll take it. Just that little hint of detail, just that's all I fucking need. So,
Dude, the Speed Force scene was so amazing.
oh, it was so good.
Whatever, as he took a step over the ground, built
beautiful.
underneath his feet. Oh my god, I could watch that scene over and over again.
Yeah.
So Barry runs back. He's able to give Cyborg the charge he needs. But it's not enough. It's not enough, guys. Cyborg still can't pull it out of Unity. It's too far gone. It's still going to happen. But what does he do?
And then,
Okay, real
Deus
quick.
Ex Machina Superman.
Hang on.
and
Real
first
quick.
off, that's not Deus Ex Machina, but
Yeah, when
Shut up.
Cyborg is fusing with the mother boxes, I looked over at Anthony. I was like, because they're talking about how like it has like a firewall that Cyborg won't be able to get through without. I was like, it's gonna be his fucking parents, isn't it? And God damn it, if it wasn't his parents.
Again, they made Cyborg Batman. I'm just gonna.
Yes.
He made Cyborg Batman, and I don't understand his need to make everyone Batman all the time.
My thing is I don't think he knew what he wanted to do with Cyborg after he wasn't going to get a solo movie.
Funny
So it's
you
like,
say that.
yeah,
the actor who played Cyborg had a lot of the same complaints about playing Cyborg. They just didn't know what to do with it, and it was a very disappointing role for him to play.
Yeah, I would believe that.
Yeah,
So,
no, he came
that's
out
what
pretty
I think.
publicly with like they didn't have a good direction for him, and it was just a mess for his character.
I would have tried to be more funny and less dickish, but that's just a personal preference. Like, hey, bud, go ahead and watch any of the Teen Titans, anything.
He didn't say booyah once.
Nope.
Did he really? I did not
He
hear
never
that.
said booyah. He never said
He
it.
never once said it.
So
I was waiting for it.
I should have been at the
fucking-
end, but it's fine.
So fucking Darkseid is coming up the cyborg, and he's saying for Seven Wolf coming up and says for Darkseid, and then fucking brings down the axe and there's Superman. Bam! Not impressed.
Deus, whatever. Machina.
It's not a Deus Ex Machina, motherfucker.
No.
It
Darkseid-
felt like it because he
It is
just
not.
kept fucking off.
It is
and
literally
they only
not.
brought him in for that specific moment.
A Deus Ex Machina is something that comes out of nowhere. Superman literally is like, okay, I'm gonna go help them.
Yeah.
Superman was
didn't-
coming.
We saw him suit up and get energy.
Yeah, I have my issue with where
can
the
have
fuck
your
was
issue.
he up until that point? Like they've been
was at the
fighting
farm.
in this building for how long? Where the fuck was Superman during the whole fight?
Trying to
Like
find
was he
them.
just
Jesus.
watching them?
The whole world.
Dude, he probably got up to the power of the sun. That could have happened instantly. Like after that scene, he probably flew down. We don't know the timeline. Movies work in mysterious ways.
It's true.
Anyway, well, I'm not a Superman fan, so maybe that's part of my problem.
no one really is.
Anyway,
Darkseid
I am.
looks fucking amazing. Just like the imposing figure that I needed him to be.
Yeah, so a portal opens right as the Unity happens, and Seven just about to kill Cyborg. The portal opens and Darkseid's standing there with like, good, the Unity's here. Like we can kind of do what we needed to. He said we were good here, and then Superman shows
entrance.
up, breaks the axe, beats the living shit out of Steppenwolf in front of Darkseid, who's just standing there like, oh, all right, and then Superman breaks apart the Unity, separating the mother box,
Cyborg.
and then goes back to like beat the living shit out of Steppenwolf even more because he's getting up to continue what he was starting.
And I do love in this version how
Breaks his
like
fucking armor,
in the original
shatters it.
and because of his horn thing. In the original, when Superman shows up, Aquaman and Wonder Woman don't do anything to help.
Oh, this was the best part of the whole fucking movie. Oh, it's so good.
So like after
please.
there's that quiet moment, and then Mike.
So fucking Aquaman stabs the trident through Steppenwolf's heart, flings him towards the portal, and Wonder Woman comes in with the final kill and fucking slices his head off, and he goes through the portal dead. It's fucking amazing. Oh.
And I want to remind everyone in the theatrical cut of Justice League, what happened was Steppenwolf felt afraid, so the parademons got him.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, this was much better.
Oh,
they send
so much better.
the decapitated Ted through the portal to Darkseid, who stops it with his foot. Yeah, but the head more they focus on because it rolls to Darkseid. Darkseid stops it with his foot,
and
just crushes it.
Oh,
just
so
immediately crushes it as a fuck you to them. Closes the portal, and then they're just like, "So what do we do now?" And Darkseid's like, "Well, we can't get the mother boxes, but the anti-life equation's there. So all we got to do is do this the old-fashioned way: just gather up the army and go push their shit in." Because clearly, my first option was not working.
Prepare the Armada is my favorite line that he says because, like, you just know shit's going down.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then everyone pats himself on the back for a good job being heroes.
Yep.
Like, and then, we did it.
And then it cuts.
And we get the ending of the movie, which is what he calls epilogue, which just kind of tells us what happens.
So good. We got to go to the boat first.
Yeah, we got to
go to the boat first. Break out of jail.
This scene, this was something I didn't want to...
I loved it. Oh my god, it was so much fun.
Okay, here is my problem with this Lex Luthor shit at the end. It's one of those things where, like, it didn't need to be there. Because here's my problem with it. BVS focused around Lex Luthor doing the plot, which was leading to this, but he didn't acknowledge Lex Luthor even being there till the end of the movie, and then it's like, hey, remember Lex Luthor from like the movie that was building up to the... Yeah, I know, he escaped his little thing, and he brings in the yacht scene that he had as an end credit before, but this time they actually show you Deathstroke and him having a conversation instead of just ending on Deathstroke showing up.
It's so good.
Also, Jared, this is going to piss you off. Are you ready?
Oh, please.
That yacht scene does have an importance. Well, it
does.
It? Yeah, it was setting up the Ben Affleck Batman movie with Deathstroke as the main villain.
See, that's what people have been saying, is that they took some of Batfleck's ideas for this film, this being one of them, the other being part of the epilogue that said, and we'll get to it when we get there. Anyway, so Deathstroke shows up, and he's having a discussion with Lex Luthor about they're going to make a league of their own because they're superpowered.
I don't want to fight me neither.
But then they talk about, but you want Batman, and he tells Deathstroke that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and then they become best friends. And
they share champagne.
At the end of that scene,
they become best friends. Hot take, and I know this is going to be super controversial. I actually really enjoy Lex Luthor. Was it Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor? For whatever reason, he has that arrogant cockiness. He doesn't have the height, stature, or voice, but he has that arrogant cockiness that I need Lex Luthor to have from like every cartoon. This like, I know I'm better than you, so just kiss my feet and we'll get along. I need that to continue. I need that to continue. And really that stems from his work on The Social Network when he played Mark Zuckerberg. Like he's just reprising that role, which is fucking amazing. It's
only he's not playing a human lizard.
Because there are properties being worked on because this did well. I've heard that the Batfleck version Batman movie may be getting revived as well. There's no official details, but it is something that has been spitballed. Because Zack Snyder did this.
Yeah.
I'd have to
it's
say
amazing
I'd be more
how much-
excited for the Batfleck Batman movie more than the Pattinson version.
Patterson, yeah, agreed.
My only reason being Affleck's script for his movie he wrote with some of the original comic writers because he wanted to do something that was very much like we saw get set up with Deathstroke, where he's getting hunted down by assassins, and Deathstroke was supposed to be the tipping point to that. Yeah. And I would like to see what he was going to do with that, just because he is a giant Batman fan. And seeing him in this movie, he's proven like he can actually do Batman. You just have to let him actually do the fucking character.
Redeeming movie for Ben Affleck. Like I said many times, I hated the Ben Affleck Batman before this movie.
They didn't let him be Batman.
That was the issue, is he wasn't Batman. I got to see him be Batman in this movie.
I know, like a lot of people are like, "Oh, Batman's dark and brooding." He's honestly not. He does have his moments, but he's trusting. He has faith in his friends and his coworkers, like his fellow League members. Like that's Batman. Like animated Batman is a great example of who Batman is. Mm-hmm. And I think that he had a really good animated Batman feel to him in this movie.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, there's Lex Luthor, and then everybody kind of does their separate ways thing, except that they're making a league. Hint, like they're making justice. Yeah. Anyway, basically,
they're
just
in
them
the
being
Hall of
like.
Justice. They're in the Hall
just
of
them saying like, hey, this thing with Darkseid isn't over. We need to make sure that we stay banded together when he comes back, because we know he's going to.
Table for 6, but with more room for more.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the main movie. Mm-hmm. That's where they leave you at. He leaves it up to have Darkseid come in and be the big bad. Imagine a 4-hour-long version of Infinity War, and that's the basic of the Snyder Cut. Is he was building up to other things that he wanted to do, and then DC just kind of said "fuck you," which they did that to like everybody involved with this, including Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill. So it was a mutual for everybody. They just said "fuck you."
I know, it's just amazing how after Justice League, everyone quit, but after Zack Snyder's Justice League, everyone's back into it.
Because they had the freedom to do what they want. And I'll say it again about DC. When they do movies with the director having free reign, we saw it with Shazam. We saw it with the R-rated Joker movie. Like, if you or even like, say, like the Nolan trilogy, like if you let the director do what the fuck they wanted to do, it's fine. It's when we get to like Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey, all this other shit where like, you guys... You don't fully let them have control. You dip your hands in and try to manipulate how things should be. You fuck it up. You fuck them all up.
Yes. And I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of the cast probably had Snyder's script first before all the reworks and shit like that. And they were like, this is going to be a good movie. And then when that happens, we're like, oh, so we're just going to do another pile of shit movie. Like, I guess I have to contractually because I'm signed on for X number of movies, but I'm fucking done after this because I'm not working for 4 directors on a movie that's half-assed and isn't going to do well at the box office. Now that faith has been restored in Zack Snyder, like fuck yeah, let him have it. I'll come back if Snyder's going to do it as creative control because he knows what the fuck he's doing and we got a good movie.
If he can make them like this one, then I'd be all for what he'd want to do. But if it turns back into BVS, then I'm immediately just out again. Like that's my fear is that he would turn back to that.
Yes.
I think it's because this was a passion project of his where there was no, he wasn't getting any money out of it. There's no studio interference. That he was just able to make a movie and be like, I'm going to do what I want to do.
So fun fact, before we get into the epilogue. So there's also the Snyder Cut version of Watchmen. So for my father, he hated Watchmen when it first came out in theaters. Like he wasn't a very big fan. Then Snyder came and did the basically a Snyder Cut of that, which turned it into about a 4-hour movie, much like this. It turned into a better movie.
Yep.
I feel like this is just the Snyder way. Like BVS is terrible. I wonder if there was a 4-hour cut of that wouldn't have been so bad.
If there is a
Like,
4
4
hour
hours is his
Snyder
thing,
cut,
apparently.
if there is a 4-hour Snyder cut of VBS VBS, I will watch that. I will 100%.
I hate to say it, but I might.
He-
Like, I feel
right,
like he's
you
4 hours is just his thing. I
Here's the
don't
thing.
know why.
If he needs 4 hours, I guarantee you movie theaters would be fine running a 4-hour movie as long as there was like, oh, we're gonna have an intermission here. Like, just know there is an intermission so you can get refills on popcorn and pop and shit, but this is where the intermission is, and then we start again in 10 minutes. So
that is the thing. If this comes to theater, when this is in theaters, it's going to have a 10-minute intermission.
To be honest, I might go see this in theaters in IMAX. I think this would be worth right. This would be worth it.
It might be.
No, you guys, by the way, did you know that there actually is an extended version of Batman versus Superman?
Do I? I mean,
do I want?
Yeah,
I haven't heard that there's a good version though, so
it's just longer. I mean, it adds to the Africa plot. It's in rated R movie instead.
Nope.
It sets up Steppenwolf.
No, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it though, because I haven't heard a good version of that movie. So,
oh god, no, it's gonna be.
If it's not Snyder,
Anyway.
I don't want it. Like his
The runtime is
direct
3
cut.
hours and 3 minutes. It is Snyder.
Oh, it might be better, guys.
It's
I don't
probably
know.
not.
Anyway,
I can't
watch
commit
it.
to it right now. I can't commit to it right now.
They didn't
So-
give Superman a mullet. I can't watch this version.
so the epilogue.
I
Boy,
fucking
oh boy,
love the epilogue in the
I-
nightmare
I'm
sequence.
polar opposite. I'm the polar opposite.
What?
I fucking hate the
What?
nightmare sequence. I can do
Why?
without it. It can go away. See, the
Is
just
it because
here's the thing. I don't need the nightmare sequence because
it's true?
it was a terrible fucking thing in BVS that was very out of place, and it was dumb. And I feel like this was another thing that was brought in at the end that he had a last minute thought about because, like, oh shit, I had this in the first part of all this. I should probably have something about it in the next thing. And that's why it's the epilogue, is because he just forgot that he made Batman have a nightmare until it was done.
No.
And he's like, oh, fuck, he had a premonition. If Darkseid's going to come, fuck, he has to have another nightmare, guys. I can't have that not be no, like, oh, shit.
I'm going to argue with you. And the thing is, because it brings up that Lois is the key, and they're like, oh, maybe the key. Like, no, the key to something else. So it's brought up.
Yeah.
I think what was going to happen is this was actually going to be like a trilogy of Justice League films, where the
So-
second one is the failed world, and then the third one is them trying to fix that.
So here's the thing. I don't. Zack Snyder said that if there is a sequel to this movie, that it would be entirely the nightmare sequence.
See?
That's fine.
I don't. Okay, here's my thing. I will be fine with it. Get the fuck rid of Jared Leto Joker. I swear to God, I will not watch another fucking movie. This is where me and Mikeal seem to be polar opposites. I absolutely 100 fucking percent hate Jared Leto's Joker. I don't like this version. I don't like the Suicide Squad version. He does. Jared Leto has a fucking problem because I see
Jared, you have a problem.
it's like he watches how the Joker is done or like listens to how a Joker is done, and then he just doesn't do it that way. Like he just somehow purposely in his brain is like, okay, how are they doing it? I'm gonna do it the complete fucking opposite way. And I don't like it. I don't like either version. The Suicide Squad version had some things where like if he played with a little bit, it'd be okay. This version I fucking hated even more, and I didn't think that was possible. He doesn't have a Joker laugh. He doesn't have like a Joker attitude. He's just some creepy fucking guy with green hair.
Jared,
that's all he
You
is.
also have to remember, this is post-apocalypse Joker.
I don't care what it is. It's terrible.
This isn't just standard Joker.
You're not going to convince me. Jared Leto's the worst.
All right,
fucking Joker.
clearly, I'm not going to convince you. You think he's the worst Joker? I disagree.
Jared Leto's the worst fucking Joker I've ever seen.
Apparently, you didn't watch Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix was a decent one. I really like that one. In fact, I bought it and watched it multiple times.
Jared, the thing is, the thing about the Nightmare Joker, he's an asshole, and he's clearly he's needed, and he's something about him can save the world. So he's being a dickhead and an asshole to be a dickhead and an asshole.
I still don't like it. I still don't like him. I don't think I'm ever gonna be a Jared Leto Joker fan. I don't like him. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
It's fair. His laugh really got to me in this one. I will say that I wasn't a fan of
that. Was my biggest thing.
If he hadn't done the laugh and just did that line of dialogue, which was a very well performed line of dialogue, like that whole interaction was
when I first
because he's talking to Batman. So
yeah, well, that's the thing. When he's on the hood of the car and he starts talking, I'm like, okay, maybe this one will turn out better. And then he just keeps doing that laugh. And
laugh.
What the fuck is the laugh? Like, it's like he's trying to inhale, but his lungs are collapsed. Like, what the fuck is that?
Which maybe, but if the laugh hadn't been there, that delivery of like the Joker card and like Batman saying, "Hey, Harley Quinn died in my arms," that back and forth, that is exactly the dynamic that I needed. Like it was a decent exchange.
I think the laugh is something, and this is just me personally, I think that's Leto trying to do something to make it his Joker, but it's like, you don't need to add that, because that ruined it. Like, that ruined the whole scene for me.
Yeah.
The biggest problem I really had with that fucking scene, especially the Joker scene, why is he always out of focus?
Yeah, it was...
I don't know.
I mean, so I'm on record, I am a Jared Leto Joker fan. I like...
No. I could not have guessed that, Jared.
Right.
It's just ironic because you guys got the same name.
I don't want to acknowledge that.
He does something different with it. In this particular epilogue, I do think that he tried a little too hard to be the Joker that he thinks we want. But like, you're the Joker. You
gotta just go your own route.
You're the epitome of like a Batman villain. You are literally Batman's arch enemy in most, if not every iteration. You don't have to try that hard. We know who the Joker is. Like,
yeah.
And so that's my only issue with him, is that he's trying to do the 5 previous versions of Joker in one instead of just being the Joker, which I guess if you really think about it and the stigma behind the Joker and what it can do to you mentally, if he's trying to avoid that, I guess I understand. So
my other thing is they have that thing about like Harley died, which is whatever. But there was something I heard about Harley Quinn today, which is apparently anything being done for Harley in the WB movies.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie has like worked it into her contract for playing Harley. Like, she controls Harley for the movies. Like, if they're going to do a movie with Harley Quinn, she has like a creative control over how they do the character. Mm-hmm. Because I guess it was because of an interview for the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie. Somebody asked her about like, how's it been being Harley? You've had like 3 movies. And I guess she was the one that brought up like, yeah, no, I get like producing credits for Harley. So like every time I'm doing Harley, I get to say how I want that character to be.
That's amazing.
Which for Birds of Prey, I will say that was the only thing I liked about it. She does a really good Harley Quinn. Like, she is a excellent Harley. So I'm glad to see if they're gonna use Harley, like she has a say on like, well, she wouldn't really do that. So I don't think I want to take it that route or whatever.
Right. Which is good for her and her agents for doing that, because I think that's what's missing is a lot. Is like, she will be
a creative direction for characters.
Right. She will be Harley Quinn until she no longer wants to be Harley Quinn, or until she's too old to be a hot type bod. Like, that's just which is 20 years down the road at this rate. So she will always be Harley Quinn if she wants to be Harley Quinn.
I mean, what?
Exactly.
But no, so the epilogue, yeah, it was just it's more of the nightmare stuff. But they show you that Batman has like made an allegiance with Mara, Deathstroke, and apparently Joker for some reason. I'd like, and even the people, even the other two people on the team question that. Oh, and Cyborg. So other three people, they all question like, why the fuck do we have him with us? Like, that's just, it's a terrible idea to have him on this team. So please remind us why Joker's fucking on our team right now. But anyway, so Batman wakes up from that, and they end the movie on Martian Manhunter being at his door at like this lakeside glass cabin that he has. But yeah, Martian Manhunter shows up and they have a discussion about like, oh, who are you? And he explains to him like, I've been here monitoring Superman. Like, I've just kind of been here making sure things were doing what they're supposed to, yada yada. And like, now that this has happened, we have to make sure that we stay in contact because if things go down, I want to be there to help. And like, what do they call you?
Right.
There's some that call me Martian Manhunter, and then he just fucks off.
I was really hoping that he was going to say like John Johns.
I was really hoping they'd do the name.
But Martian Manhunters is, I guess. That's okay.
Yeah, and then Martian Manhunter fucks off. He flies into the camera, and then it ends. And that was the whole movie. That was the whole Snyder cut. It was 100% better than the first time around that it came.
Oh god, yeah. Had 100%. Such a good time with it.
Yeah, I still have my moments I didn't like, but overall, way better.
I mean, yeah, there were, but a lot of the moments that you don't like seem to be shit that was either set up in previous movies and not paid off, or isn't going to be paid off. Like anything with Cyborg, there was no real reason to be in this movie other than he has a mother box.
Other than
if he didn't have a mother. We could have given the fucking Hawk people the mother box. And you could have. Well. Right?
It could have even just been Green Lantern.
That would have added another thing.
That could have been Green Lantern.
Yes.
Coming in. It could be the other thing they did.
Yes.
So, no, I agree there.
Fine. Well worth 4 hours.
It was not as bad as I honestly thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
BVS was not a great movie. The first time around this thing came out was not great. But it was amazing to see that Zack Snyder coming back and doing it the way he did. Made it a completely different movie.
Yes. I got a really fun fact. So that black suit was actually not actually black. That's digital.
Yes.
Because originally, yeah, and because the people up top, they didn't want to give, they didn't want to have him have the black suit. Zack Snyder really did. So Zack Snyder specifically picked a material that's easy to digitally alter the color.
Gotta go with
Good for him.
I love it. Good for him, man.
So
he deserves
back when he first filmed that in 2017. So good for him for getting his just deserved.
Hell yeah. They should give Zack Snyder his universe back because
yes.
And even if you have other people do movies in it, like you were doing anyway, just take the ideas that he already had lined up. Like if you want to do Flashpoint, he's already built you up to that. You want Green Lantern, he's built you up to that. Like he's done all the hard work with this 1 4-hour-long movie.
I'm gonna send you a link, Jared.
Oh god.
And this link is a unverified spoiler link from a month ago. But basically, it's Justice League 2.
Oh yeah, but they've been saying that Justice League 2 is in production right now.
Yeah, but it's like the thing is like this is from a month ago, and it has so many details that connect with this movie. I'm like, I think this is an actual leak of the plot. So I'm gonna send that to you.
Very well could be.
Yes,
but I mean, I guess
Snyder control over the DC universe. It would just make
make
everyone so much happier. You would have a competing franchise to Marvel. You wouldn't be able to overtake it right now. You may be 5 or 10 years down the line because Marvel's kind of done its big thing, and I know it's building towards other big things. But I think that you've done the big thing that you set out to do 10 years ago already. I know there's more coming. I get it, but I'm saying.
And
Go ahead.
Oh, don't you know that now that they're going to try to do TV shows because WandaVision was such a success?
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, they're already pumping a shit ton of. Speaking of which, Oscar Isaac had set photos leaked recently of him doing his fighting stuff for Moon Knight.
Mhm.
People were saying it gave them Punisher Netflix vibes.
Nice.
Just the way that they're having him go about training fighting as Moon Knight. So Moon Knight series should be good. Anyway, so that was a Snyder Cut. That's our thoughts. Way better than what the fuck we thought it was going to be. While we're here, why don't we just end out the episode? Because things came out. Falcon Winter Soldier. Anthony, what did you think? First episode?
Good. 7 out of 10.
Yes, that was another one. If you don't want to watch Snyder Cut for 4 hours, believe me, I get it. It's a lot of time to devote. Disney Plus had Falcon and Winter Soldier start, and the first episode is everything that you were missing with WandaVision. It's just immediate headfirst into action and shit's going on. It's what people were complaining about they didn't have. Think like Mission Impossible opening kind of stuff. It's just very an in-your-face thing. Not bad. I'm excited to see where it goes. It's shorter. It's only 6 episodes, so God only fucking knows. But anywho,
Still didn't watch it yet. But again, it takes me a while to watch TV shows. I've been cursed to watch bad television for a long time. So when I need a reprise from good TV, I need a reprise from good TV. That's all there is to it.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Well, everybody, this is it. This is it. It's kind of sad. This will be it for a little bit. Take a spring break, clear our heads, jerk off. Anthony will get laid a couple times. Maybe we'll get Mike
Hopefully.
laid. I don't know.
I doubt
Well, who do you think is going to be laying me?
it. I'd hope
Your
Heather.
wife. I would hope.
Not going to be me. We've talked about this. You're not my type.
Yeah, I would hope your
Neither
wife.
of you.
But I got some big fat
Yeah.
titties.
It's fine.
I've got big balls. If you're into that. Anyway, so we hope that all of you enjoyed everything we've done. That was our take on the Snyder Cut. Other than that, Anthony, where can they find you?
Find me at CLT_sandwich on Twitter. You can also find me on all your podcasting platforms at CLT Sandwich.
And Mikeal?
You can find us at Oddcast. We're not or Instagram because I try to stay off social media when I can. New episode comes out next Thursday, but if you can't wait that long, you can always get early access to not only our show, but all the shows on the Oddcast Network on our Patreon. Yes, we do have a Patreon. That's at patreon.com/oddcastn. At the $3 level, like I said, you get access. You get early access to all the shows on the Oddcast Network that Jared gets. So we just recorded Heather's birthday special where I was forced to watch Fate, the Winx Saga, which is the remake of the original cartoon Winx Saga. And Heather had some issues with it. I had a good time because I like fairy girl magic shit. So yeah, she had a good time too, but she had a lot of concerns. And that one won't be out for regular listeners for a literal month. So if you want early access to that, Jared will probably have that sometime within the next couple weeks, and he'll schedule for a Patreon. So you'll have early access to that one as well. So,
well, good. On screen, patreon.com/oddcast. And if you're listening to this on your podcast platforms, that will be in the description, as well as the handles you can find us at. For me, you can find me at OddcastN or even at Jokey Pants Games. But whatever. But yeah, so Patreon, we have the new Big Bad Beetleborg episode out. So Worst Nostalgia Trip Ever Taken. Their new episode is out right now. CLT is going up today as well. That will be out Wednesday. I was going to put it out yesterday, but I'm kind of busy. So shit happens.
John Wick special.
Yeah, it's a John Wick special, so you can catch that early. The new episode of those guys. This episode here, if you want to see video version a day before whatever, for Thursday, you can catch stuff over at there. This show, sometimes, I don't know, guys. There's a lot going on. FWNR. I did want to bring that up. FW1R should be returning next weekend because the Halo tournament just ended, so I believe we can get that show back on the road. Check out Wilmy Hood on YouTube for that. Goodbye, everybody. We love you. We want you to stay odd and Nerds Unite, all that fun shit. Zack Snyder, I'm perfectly okay if you want to bring back your universe. This movie had a very big redeeming arc for you, sir. It was amazing, and then you redeemed it.
Yes.
Anybody have any final words?
Snorkel.
It's not really a word, but okay.
I mean, it is technically a word, but
we don't acknowledge
again
anything associated with the snorks. So
again, I need a Ben Affleck Jared Leto movie, please. That's all I request. It would be nothing would make me happier. I'm alone in this, but it's fine.
All by himself. Goodbye, everybody. We love you. We'll see you whenever the fuck we come back. I don't know. Bye. God, I hate both of you. I can't wait till this is all over.